We'll just go with the flow. 3. What up, though, everybody? It's your girl, Jess G.
And it's your girl, Tache.
And we're back with another episode of the What Up, Though podcast. You know it's your girl. And we have our favorite returning co-host.
Who might that be?
I don't know. Who is it?
You already know what it is, man. It's your boy Q Lewis holding it down live from the 48205, man. Red Zone, baby.
East Side.
Pardon my East Side.
What? The girl.
They're
gonna take us out. They're gonna ban us on
That's the
YouTube.
West Side.
Yeah, I was gonna say that definitely seemed like a West Side dance. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Do East Siders have a dance? What y'all
East
do?
Side is
We
too
don't dance with
cool.
Boogie.
They too cool.
They be too cool. See, I got my shades on.
Y'all lean back.
Playing with it, rock with it. Shout out to all the niggas wearing shades indoors with black curtains today.
Bruh.
At 9:30.
Like there is.
They don't know that it's 9:30. Relax. All these red cups, they have no idea what time it is.
It's 9:30 p.m.
Sure.
Right.
Whatever you say.
They don't see the sunshine.
What you been up to, friend?
Same shit, different day. Getting ready for my birthday.
Oh, shit. It's
So
so...
she one of those people who pretty much as soon as it turns
April.
February 1st,
February.
it's like
Yeah.
My birthday's coming
my
up.
birthday's in May.
My birthday's
My
coming
birthday's
up.
in
It's coming up.
That one TikTok. My
My
birthday
birthday's
tomorrow.
tomorrow. My birthday's tomorrow.
I just want to let everybody know that my birthday tomorrow.
You know why? Because I love me.
And
Shout out to me for being born. Shout out to me for believing in me.
Because you made that decision to be born. Right?
Okay. I have beer.
She was an ambitious little sperm.
Purr. Shout out to me. I love me, so I'm gonna celebrate me. I do the same thing for everybody else. Me and my baby. So one thing we're gonna have is a motherfucking birthday party.
And so if you decided to be born, like, did you make that decision, the sperm or the egg?
The sperm.
The sperm picks the egg.
Okay. Little biology 101.
You
Cool.
should know that, bro.
You know that,
I ain't got no
like-
kids.
Did
Do you
know?
want kids?
Huh?
Do you want kids?
I didn't used to. Now I'm scared that I'm going to die in an old folks home. So now I want one to at least
You
take
might
care
have kids that don't like you, because my daddy might be going to an old folks home.
Damn.
My parents are going in.
Better stay on the good side.
It'll be a nice one.
Okay.
You're gonna come visit and stuff. It's not
Or,
like you're gonna drop them
I'll
off.
have like a wing or like a. They'll be taken care of.
Yeah.
But
Just not by you.
help, that's not my ministry.
Have y'all
Damn.
ever heard that,
I
like,
pay for
you pick your family, like you pick your situation from like before you're born, you choose like the family, like all with all the bullshit, you
What?
choose it to come into, because it's like something that you feel like
Hold on, what now?
you pick it. So like as fucked up as you might feel like your family is, and
You
as
chose
crazy
it.
as they are, you chose it.
Hell no.
Because
Why you
it's like
chose it?
something-
Because you chose to be around it.
No, like you chose it before you got here. Like you chose it before you were born. I really believe that because I feel
I
like
wish we had a close up on this nigga face.
you don't think that, you don't feel like that could be
Hit the
true.
rewind on that. Say that again.
No,
You chose your family.
no, I didn't.
I
So,
feel like
like-
you choose your situation.
Like,
Like
is it a touchscreen?
There are situations
Like, how do you
that
choose?
I would not have chose to have happened.
you know, people. I mean, you can't choose everything that's gonna happen in your whole life, but I
It
feel
happened
like you
from your
choose.
family.
You choose your parents, and I feel like you choose like that situation. So like your immediate family. I'm not saying like your distant family or whatever, but the family
You
that you're
choose.
born into, you chose them before you got here.
I don't like it.
I can see me doing that, thinking that I'm just that nigga and I can overcome.
I could see one way I can see that happen. Y'all ever seen Russian Doll? It's a
Uh-uh.
TV show on Netflix, and that's what happened. She learned how to do time travel. Somehow she fucked up though, and her, the mama, and the grandma coexisted in the same time realm.
Damn.
So like at that point, it was a point where she decided like, even though her mom was fucked up, like I'm gonna let you have me.
Be my mama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in that event, if somehow this is an endless time loop, then yeah, you could choose your family.
And I feel like I would
That's some crazy shit, right?
choose my family. Like as much as my family drives me nuts, and I
You would
feel
keep
like
the
they
same
don't
one?
fuck
So
me
that's
up.
the question. Just
But
would
you
you?
don't know nothing else to choose.
You don't know what you knew before.
I mean, in order to choose, I guess you had some options.
Yeah.
I guess.
If you only have one option, it's not a choice.
Look, y'all talking to the wrong person that was raised in a Christian household. We didn't have these type of discussions.
All right, well, just
My family don't talk to me about this.
just for shits and giggles though.
It's
Like,
just me.
if you had a second chance to choose the same family, would you keep the same family?
I'm gonna go to Diddy house.
Dog.
Or something.
Right. Well, when you making that choice, do you know that Diddy is about to be Diddy, or do you think he just
You ain't
motherfucking
say
Sean
all that.
Combs? Or I'm just wondering.
If I have
I'm
the
asking
choice,
Tache. She the one who know about this shit.
if I had the choice, I want to be one of Diddy kids or Madonna. I'd be adopted by Madonna or
I wouldn't want to be adopted.
something.
I want to be born.
I want to
from-
live a life of luxury.
And what about this though?
I want to be Paris Hilton. Do you know Paris Hilton? The black version.
I want to be
wanna black.
Hillary Banks.
I still want to be a nigga. That was a fictional character. But
So you would want to still be black?
yes,
You too?
I don't.
Hey, look, Tasha's like, oh no, I might want to be a hooker.
I want to be whatever's gonna make life easiest for me.
Now, one thing I can say is that I just love everything. I love black people. I love black culture. I love all of blackness.
I don't know why I thought
I
you about to say
just
something.
Black cop. Is
Love
that what you
black.
thought I was about to say?
Love the BBC.
Oh, not the BBC.
I ain't gonna lie, I thought that's what she was saying.
Culture, bro. What's wrong with you, bro?
No, what is wrong with y'all? This is a conversation. Anyway.
Who started? Tache started it. You
Exactly.
asked me who I would want. Who, if I could pick my family, who would it be? I'll let my mama be like a maid or something,
Wow.
like at Diddy house.
I love my family, but
My
baby,
dad could be like a producer. I need to be with the rich.
But if you chose Diddy as your old man, then what if he was old girl's kid, the one who died? So that means you lost.
R.I.P. Mom.
You'd have lost your moms, but just to be Diddy's daughter.
He
That's
has other kids that have their moms. Why she had to be my mom?
I'm just saying. What if
I'm
he
gonna
was?
pick the best possible scenario for me as Diddy's daughter.
I don't want to be Diddy's. I wouldn't want to be anybody famous's daughter, but I want to be somebody rich's daughter.
Yeah.
I want to be an heiress to like a low key.
Low-key
Billionaire.
Yeah, like somebody who just let her look. That is
And
my
the
life.
reason
I don't want to be famous
The
at all.
reason I brought up, and I guess maybe it makes you not that humble, but I was talking to somebody and I was like, Paris Hilton literally doesn't even know what it's like to do anything
True.
normal. Like she's never not flown private or did it or ate. She probably ain't never been to Applebee's or Fridays or the time you're like, that's where I draw the line. I'm like, oh,
She's never been to Applebee's.
Or
Okay.
just like, I'm like, dang, that's crazy to think like you've never lived like a life where you had to struggle or do shit on your own for real or.
Do you want that?
Hell
Yeah.
no.
I don't think I do.
If I could choose to never struggle, never know, I would not feel no type of way
Right.
about not knowing how to struggle. Oh, that is so
And I'm
sad
not
for
saying-
y'all.
And I'm not saying that rich people don't have struggles, but to not need to worry about paying bills and paying rent and how I'm gonna do this and pay for this. We over here talking about how we can get volunteer photographers for you know, if Paris had a party or an event, she just say, this is what I want, this is how I want it, and here's the money for it.
Yep.
True.
That's
Okay, I can.
a good life to live.
I feel like I could definitely get used to that lifestyle. I just need I would need to be low key, but I also would want to be humble. Like I feel like I wish I could take the memory of who I am now and be that person and know like all the little things, like still like volunteer and donate and do like all the good that not just be like a spoiled fucking brat.
But
I
if you
wouldn't
didn't
have
have
a
a care in the world, you're gonna be a spoiled brat. Like
I feel like you don't have to raise your kids like that. I feel like there's people who have lots and lots of monies who are still who are still who
I
are
was gonna let you go with that shit. It's cool.
I was gonna keep going to who are still humanitarians who
Yeah.
still like care about people. Like I would want if I had money like that, I would still want my kids to care. I wouldn't want them to just be airheads and know that they can do whatever because they got it like that. You don't got it like that. I got it like that.
I want to know how it feels to just not
worry
about finances. Like to just not like
If you
think of
wanna
the
go
life
get
you
it.
could live if you didn't have to worry about how much something cost.
Yeah.
Even like me and Tasha been like, oh my God, we need a vacation. We need a vacation. We need a vacation. Look up a flight.
Never mind.
Maybe we
don't
can
need a
drive
vacation.
to and lay out at the Riverwalk and pretend we on the beach.
I'm just saying, we got the #1 river walk in the country. Just saying.
Then your homeless people fucking walking by your body.
Why you sunbathing?
I told you that lady in my apartment it wasn't even that hot in the sun. She found a spot with a little sun, and she was up against the building like these. Oh shit! She was up against the building, like curled up like this, trying to get the sun, and she was just sweating. She's like, I'm like, this bitch looks strung the fuck up. I pulled up like, who is that? And I text my neighbor like, bro, did you see this? He was like, she does that every year. I'm like, oh my God.
Oh, that's her thing.
Bro, she needs to move. That bitch needs to live in Florida.
I'm taking it. This may be a Caucasian lady.
Of course.
Okay.
You know, the
sun.
sun.
Niggas that sunbathe.
I love the sun, but the sun is so bad for your skin. I love to get a tan.
Yeah.
That is my, whew.
Shout out to light skinned people who want tans.
Trying to get like y'all.
Right. I get a tan and shit. Me in the shirt though. You ain't gonna be able to tell the difference. You don't need no fucking tan shirt.
Just gonna be a pair of lips.
Right. No gums either, because them motherfuckers black too. Shout out to people who still got pink gums though. Fuck with y'all.
How we get here?
I don't know.
We always take shit where it don't need to go.
Obviously. And I jump right in that motherfucker though.
I'm just gonna do my stay woke now.
Let's go. Let's do it.
So, Crime in the D post. Well, this is the off-brand Crime in the D. They posted that.
Oh, wait a minute. What is that?
Right.
Crime in the D _ Detroit.
It's a knockoff. It's the Walmart version.
Shut the. Great value, Crime in the
It
D.
means they don't have a good post.
It doesn't, but they don't got the name.
Fucking great value.
And now that I'm reading it, I'm like, did the child die in Detroit? Because
Uh-oh.
they did. Anywho, I'm just gonna read it. A child has now died from a mysterious outbreak of a hepatitis that's affecting children around the world. There's a growing concern for the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention issued an alert asking doctors and hospitals to be on the lookout for more cases. So far, 169 cases of severe liver inflammation have been found in children across 12 countries, health officials say. There have been 17 instances in which children required liver transplants. In the United States, 9 cases have been confirmed in Alabama, 2 in North Carolina. The CDC is investigating a possible connection of the strain. At least 74% of the children affected by this outbreak have tested positive for the virus.
What causes HPV? I mean, not HPV, but hepatitis.
Right.
Does it
something
say?
in the water or something?
It's just like, I don't know. It just says it's a mysterious outbreak.
And
But don't you get vaccinated for this?
For certain types of hepatitis. We do get an HPV, and that's the cervical cancer kind. But you don't get that till you're a teenager.
So,
I don't know if you
Google
get
said
one.
hepatitis is an inflammation of the liver. Can be triggered by a host of pathogens as well as exposure to toxins, some medications, and alcohol misuse.
And you know what?
But most are caused by hepatitis virus labeled A through E.
And the virus, I had a client at my old job who had hepatitis. I think he had like hepatitis. It might have been A. Whatever it was, they didn't have a cure for it. It was bad. But it was a bacterial thing, like.
Right, so that could have came from anywhere.
Yeah, but they're saying it can be from toxins. We have toxins just in there. That's the type of shit they say cancer come from.
Right.
And that's like an easy way of saying everywhere.
Exactly.
It's everywhere. It's in the air. You're breathing it in. You're inhaling it right now.
The air, the water.
The air, the water, everything. And like, you know, sometimes you look at the weather. Have you ever seen the weather and it say like unhealthy air for certain
for air quality? I looked it up.
Unhealthy, for certain groups.
Right.
And I feel like a lot of times that's like pollen, but it's also pollution.
Mm.
And we can't get away from pollution. We live here. Like, the planet is fucked.
And you read off a lot of places too, though, so it don't seem like it's discriminating. Yeah, you know how some places like it's regional.
Yeah.
That shit don't sound regional. That sound like it's just wherever you at.
Mm-hmm.
That's scary. And his kids,
Yeah.
damn.
So
I mean,
what
what they
the
doing
kids
about it?
doing? Right.
Right, what
Trying
the
to
kids
figure
doing?
it out.
Eating
Just
dirt?
trying to figure what the kids doing.
Right, what the kids doing?
I don't know, and I think
Maybe it's in their Capri Suns.
Dog.
honest,
Like real shit though.
I
They be poisoning
I even
kids.
said like these past couple weeks I've been making a conscious effort to not necessarily go to McDonald's. It's just so easy to like, oh, on the way home, stop and get McDonald's on the way home. And I'm not even eating it. I'm getting it for Kennedy because that's what she wants. But just making a conscious effort, like, okay, you know, you're going to eat at home.
Yeah.
When we were kids, we ain't had no damn saying what we were eating. I literally
Man,
asked
what?
Kennedy what she wants for dinner.
Shit. You know
We
ain't
just
come up
ate
like
whatever the hell we wanted to eat, whatever our parents gave us to eat.
that. Or you
So
starved.
basically, I'd have sat at the table many a nights with green beans on my plate and couldn't get up.
Green beans are good. It's the peas that I
And meatloaf.
Peas suck. Yeah, peas suck.
Unless it's in like a soup. I can eat it in a soup. Or like a pot pie.
I can do pot pie.
But green beans, I can
Side
do.
note though, Popeyes be hot as fuck. Like
All
You gotta let it cool off for 10 minutes.
and then it's cold, so that shit don't get
No, what you gotta do is crush the crust up in it and then
And then
let it evenly cool. That crust be cooling it off. But
I'm not sure what that
KFC and Boston Market got good at pie. I
Damn,
love
Boston
KFC
Market still exists?
still
I
got
love
Popeyes?
Boston. And they good as
I don't
hell.
never go to KFC.
I don't either, but if I go, I'm getting a Popeye.
Yeah, Popeyes be hot as fuck. I'm just gonna pass.
Mhm. I love Popeyes.
There's a Costco got a good ass Popeye.
Shout out to Costco.
I might make that this week. That sounds so good. You feel like pot pie? I can do it.
Okay, can you do it? I seen somebody make a pot pie and they did
Just send it to me.
I'm gonna have to find it. But listen, they did the red what's the shit called? Red Lobster. They did the biscuit mix on the
cheddar
top.
baby biscuits.
No, because we gotta lose 10 pounds in 2 weeks. No. But I'll do it next month.
So you should have made pot pie then.
Is this
I
all for
eat
your
pot
birthday?
pie.
Is this for your birthday?
She got a wedding
I'm
coming
at a
up.
wedding.
Oh, okay.
Honestly,
I don't really give a fuck.
I just need to embrace this double chin I got and just I'm gonna get lipo.
I'm having a lingerie party and I feel like y'all niggas gonna take whatever comes out that door. Whatever comes out my room.
I know a nigga that like it.
Oh, I know a few.
Same.
Whatever comes out that room in that lace.
Y'all niggas talking real loose since Kevin Samuels did.
You just
I couldn't wait.
You
You
just gotta
couldn't
throw
wait.
it in
I'm
there.
sorry.
Dog.
Go on and talk about it. Go. You brought it up.
Did you
I
see
didn't
that?
pick up nothing.
Did I show you that post last night that was like Kevin Samuels at his funeral? And he was sitting up in the casket and he was like, Kevin Samuels wondering how all these bitches over 30 with 4 kids got in his funeral.
I have no comment.
Dog an asshole. I didn't even bring it up for that. I was just being funny.
That shit.
Shout out to Dog shit. Rest in peace.
I was big before and shall be big after.
I hope he rests in whatever he deserves. Rest in and enjoy your judgment, hon.
In peace.
Yeah, whatever you deserve. Have you ever heard?
Jess.
Have you ever told somebody to have the day you deserve? Have the day you deserve.
Whatever that is.
Right.
I don't know what you deserve, so you have that.
I don't think you would say that to somebody who you want to have a nice day to.
Yes, I would.
Now you want to
Have
a
the
nice
day you deserve. Because I know that you deserve a good day. I know I deserve a good day. I know you deserve a good day.
You ain't never said that to me, bro.
That's how I feel on the inside. This bitch had the day she deserves.
Got you, bitch.
That's on my book. Written in my book.
Like, why would she say that?
Wow.
I feel like that's honest. To have the day you deserve.
I mean, it's honest.
Mm-hmm.
It's up to you to decide.
I mean,
what
shit,
kind
if
of
you-
day deserve.
If you dead, you peaceful. You good.
Oh, Jesus.
I feel like it's
Rest
just
easy.
it's so so much unknown in death because unless you've been dead, I
don't
know.
It's so much unknown in death, but it was a lot that he let be known in life. So
I dig it.
Have the day of rest that you deserve.
Okay, bro.
Right. That's all I'm saying. All
Because
right.
last week that man was talking about pedophilia, like it was not a problem. So
I didn't see
whatever
that.
you deserve, huh?
I didn't see that. So
I watched it yesterday. He basically was talking about, first of all, he started off the conversation saying, like, if you come into a relationship with a man and you already have a child, how are you making sure that your child is an asset? I sent it to you yesterday. See if you can pull it up. Did you listen to it?
Mm-mm.
How are you making sure your child is an asset to that man?
Yeah.
First of all, red flag, bitch. Because what do you mean your child being an asset to this grown-ass man? Like, that's strange in itself. And then he was saying, like, basically you already at a disadvantage. It's kind of long. But if you already at a disadvantage.
Oh, I don't know what I did.
It's coming right along.
How long is it?
If you're not getting married with child
Probably too long.
Yeah, it is long.
How do you think you can make your asset to the? How do you think you can make your child an asset to the kind of man you want to marry?
How can I make my child an asset?
Stumping you.
To the kind of man you would want to marry.
I feel like I would have to train her to be an
Is it in the
asset
beginning?
and get her ready for life in general. Put her in classes, make sure she's smart, make sure she's not, put in that time to make her a better person. Correct? Am I right?
No, the question is how to make your child an asset to that man. That makes her.
Let's not act like niggas don't have kids.
How can you adopt?
That's how he acts.
All women are going to have to answer for themselves. How are my children my husband?
Let me try to find the part that I was fucking baffled about.
That's the situation.
No, you said the relationship would have ends.
So, okay.
I'm off about a whole question though.
Bro.
I ain't
But that
gonna
was
lie
just
to
the beginning. So then he goes on to say, like, if your child comes to you and says, like, oh, that man that we're talking about was watching me get out the shower, made me feel uncomfortable. The lady said the relationship would immediately have to end. And he was basically saying you already putting the man at a disadvantage because you're going to believe your child over him. And you shouldn't. So this was the next little part after that.
If I had 3 kids, one by someone else and 2 by my
Well, what I'm telling you, what I'm saying is what we tell our 2 children.
Come to a situation and you have to part ways.
You get the cap. You can get the cap.
Because I'm not the one paying the bills.
No, because you're not taking my kids. See, that's what I mean. Y'all act like y'all got too much power.
It's not power.
First of all, you didn't even. First off, you didn't even. I just said it. She said it. You didn't even question whether or not the claim was there. Because
that's wrong.
Well, that part I understand though. That part I understand. I'm just saying because I watched a little Steve Wilkos, man. There's been a lot of women who have sworn that these dudes
that somebody did something to them,
and they didn't. So I think it is fair to say at least you need to examine what happened.
You have an older child. How would you?
Off rip,
how do you feel like you would go?
You should believe your kid off rip, but you should still.
You gotta look into it.
You gotta look into it, yeah, for sure.
So, I do have an older child, and I have a person I've been something with, not quite sure what you want to call it, for I would say they met in like October, but he's older. So to me, he's more aware and alert of how things can go with a child that's not yours.
Right.
So he's very aware of the fact that he's not even going to put himself in a situation to where that could even be,
the accusation can even be made.
that it could even be made. Yeah. Even when I have 2 bathrooms. One is the hallway bathroom, one is my room. If Kennedy's there, he uses the bathroom in my room.
Right.
Like that's.
So what if we not talking about this man? We're talking about another situation where this happens. Cause
I don't think that, especially now that this has been my first situation where I've even had a man around my child, I feel like I just now know qualities and what things to look for and things that you say before I would even let it happen. I just feel like.
But if it did happen, how would you handle it?
I don't. It's hard to say if it did, but I don't think it's fair to make a accusation against someone and not allow them to explain. So of course I would definitely ask, like, okay, my daughter said this. You know, can you tell me what happened? Like, but there would definitely need to be some boundaries set, some conversations had, some distance. I'm not gonna sit up here and say we gonna break up. I mean, I don't know the status of the relationship. Are we married? Are we dating? Like, what's going on?
Now, from how he explained it or what it sounded
like they were. It's
they
a
pretty
marriage.
Serious because they got kids, but this the outside kids.
Right.
So it's like that seemed like that's a serious situation. So yeah, that'll probably be tough to just be like, all right, fucking, I'm out, because you got the kids that y'all share together and this kid. Like, that's a lot just to walk away from.
Right.
But it's also fucked up for the kid though.
If they feel like your parent is choosing this nigga over you.
Exactly. So you know how many women fucked up because of that? So I
definitely get it, but I don't think that I will automatically fully end it.
Yeah.
Because I still automatically off this one thing. And I can speak from my mom thinking that my cousins did something to Kennedy that didn't happen, because she was, mind you, Kennedy at the time was very young, like 3-4 years old, and she's asking her questions, and she kind of got her to say what she wanted to hear. So I've definitely been in that situation, and then it just caused all these problems with my cousins and my aunts and Kennedy. It can get very confusing and very touchy. So let's say the daughter went to a family member and was just asking questions, and then she say like, oh, well, he watched me in a towel, but maybe you was going from your room to the bathroom. I don't know. So you gotta look into it further. You just can't take it off of what was said the first time.
Right. And is it determined by the age of the kid too though? And I only ask that because like it could happen with an older child. Like, let's say your daughter is a teenager. Let's say your daughter is 14 or 15, and it could be two things going on. Like, dog could be like, you know, just nasty like that and shit, or she could be mad because the relationship with you and her daddy didn't work out, so she could be trying to get attention. Like, it's a fucked up compromising situation, because you don't even want to second guess your child because of that 1 second that you second guess them. Like, that y'all relationship is fucked from that point. As soon as you say that you
that's
halfway
why
don't
you
believe
really got to have a person that's mature enough to know that even though I don't think your child would do this, I'm still not going to put myself in a position to even have this possibility out there.
Facts.
When she's taking a shower or a bath,
I'm outside.
Bro.
I'm at work.
But not necessarily outside, but literally will stay in the living room.
I'm somewhere with receipts.
And sometimes we'll ask, like, is she done in the bathroom?
I'm right here.
Yeah, is she done in the bathroom? So like, he's very aware, and it's not even to just protect her, but to protect him too. Don't nobody want to have no allegations out there of, oh, you do this, that, and the third. So you definitely, if you're a woman dating with kids, I respect people that are men that are overly cautious. I'd rather you be overly cautious than don't give a fuck or relaxed.
Yeah, you got, because especially with, and I ain't even gonna exclude sons, but especially with daughters. Cause there's some nasty niggas out here too that's looking at your son.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and this is the complete opposite though, right? This is the flip side of things. It was a woman I was dating before, and she had sons. And the thing is that I had to say something to her about, like, we weren't living together, but I would be there from time to time. I had to mention something to her because she would sometimes leave the shower and like go to the room or whatever in just a towel. And you got teenage sons who friends be over. Like, so I had to tell her, like, bro, I know you used to just being you and your sons, but like at some point you gotta understand these niggas is 15 to 16. They friends is out here. You can't just be running through the house with your titties out because it's gonna be like these niggas is 15, like they hormones is on 1,000. You can't do that. Like you gotta, you gotta chill. So it's like that on both sides. Like even for the dude, like he gotta be careful with like where he taking a shower or like how he walking through the crib with his drawers on. Like at some point, these ain't just kids no more. Like they got their friends over. Like this is an outside influence. Like it's a lot of shit that go on with that. Shit, it's difficult out in this motherfucker. And people whole lives be fucked up off of like one or two situations that they may never even talk about. And then later on, somebody got to deal with that shit in a relationship because you never fixed the shit.
5-year-old you.
Exactly. Right.
And still traumatized as hell.
Tache, you didn't really say how you would handle it.
I know, right? I'm sorry.
No, you good. I don't know. I feel like I'm very distrusting of men. So for me, I feel like space needs to be had because if I feel like my child is being dishonest, I feel like something needs to change regardless. Like there needs to be some kind of space between her and that man anyway for me to figure it out separately, like between the two of them. And it might just be that like I don't really want anybody around, especially when Noelle is older. I would really, like I always said that I didn't want my child to ever have step parents, and not that anything. My step parents never did anything like that to me. I never had those type of situations, but I just feel like there's more opportunity for shit to go left. Crazy. Yeah, for shit to go left. And I would hope that my child is like an honest person and that, she wouldn't feel like she needed to do that for attention or, to like, I feel like a lot of times it's a red flag. Like kids they waving the red flag like something doesn't feel right. Something doesn't feel right. And regardless of if they're being 100% honest, or like the thing that's waving the flag in your head is exactly what happened. Something is wrong. Gotcha. So you still have to pause, take a beat, and figure it out. And I feel like I just need to separate everything. Like, because the kid is either saying it's too much for them, which it's easy for a man to be too much on a child that's not their father.
So how do you separate it in the case that you have kids with him too, and that's their father?
Tough.
Yeah, that is tough. Because you can't necessarily like kick them out. Like
no, but I feel like if I have a child, like okay, if I end up with somebody and I have like we're all living together, I have other kids with a man, and me and Noelle is having an issue with that man. I would rather like go to my aunt's house, go to your house with Noelle, try to figure shit out with her. Those are that man's kids. So leave the kids with him so we can, and me and her can hash it out. I don't want him in the space that me and her need to be handling a problem in because that's my kid.
And these your
and
kids
I'm not leaving those kids. I mean, I feel like
but they might feel like you left them.
No, I'm not saying like leave them permanently, but even if it's just like overnight or to take a minute, like I feel like I would like to be able to do that with my child regardless. Yeah. Like I was one of 5 kids, and I feel like I never really got one-on-one time with my parents. Gotcha. So for me, I feel like even if I had more kids, that's something that I'd be big on with, especially if like I had other kids with somebody else. I would want to be able to separate the two and take my kid out of a situation and be able to talk to them because that's my baby. That's nobody else's.
That's interesting as hell. I've honestly never heard that before. Like you said that you didn't feel like you had enough one-on-one time with your parents. And you know what?
I don't think really feel like I have either.
So how many? You got a large?
No, it's only me and my brother. But anything we did as a family, it was always, us. Yeah. If we were with our parents, it was both of us with our parents or with our mom or whatever.
Yeah. That's ill. Like I've got 4 other siblings. Like only 2 of us grew up together in the household. Only 2 of us grew up together in the household, and I've never thought about that. Like that's
you don't
really
get that one-on-one time yet, no. Yeah. Because once people have multiple kids, I feel like everything becomes a group activity, and those kids still have different personalities and like to do different things and don't want to be with each other. And siblings be driving each other fucking crazy.
They do. They do.
Like it's stuff that. And I mean, and I'm sure that they still really appreciate the time by themselves with their parents. I would have really appreciated that with my parents. I feel like it would have strengthened some of the relationships that I had. But it felt like everything had to be like a group thing, or everything had to be something with like my step parents, or everything had to be this thing where I couldn't really connect with just my parents.
That's one thing I really admire about my friend Adria. Like, she makes it a point to make sure, because she's married and then they've had a child together, but she definitely makes it a point to, me and Kabi are going to do this together. Outside of Phil, outside of their son, because, you know, that was her first child, that was her first daughter. And especially when you don't have the dad around, like, it can get confusing for a kid that's in middle school. My mom's remarried. She has these kids. My dad over here, he got these other kids. Like, where do I fit in? They've moved on with their lives. They had me, but they moved on with their lives, and I'm just kind of like in limbo here.
That's how I always, and I was raised like that. Like, my parents, my stepdad would always tell me, like, you're my child, but it never felt like that. It never felt like I was yours, because I was different. But my mom, I feel like she really had this thing about, like, having the perfect family, and I was just that one piece that didn't fit. And until I was gone, I feel like she couldn't have the perfect family. So once that, I feel like now everything is kind of smooth, because everybody in the family is related to each other. I was always like the eyeball. She didn't like my daddy. So it was just, it always felt like I was just an extra. Like,
and that's something hella to deal with, though, right? Like, coming up as a kid and you feel like you don't belong.
Yeah. But I feel like a lot of kids feel like that, especially with all these mixed families. Like, almost everybody has a blended family now. I got 2 step parents, and I have 2 step parents. I've had the same stepdad forever, but my dad's ex-wife, my brother's mom, we're still real close. But even over the years, my dad is still dated. I've had like multiple people in my life, and I feel like, I don't know, I've just gotten used to it kind of being like that. But I would have loved to have more of a bond with my actual parents, but they start pulling more people into
the mix. So.
Into the older you get, it just gets, and it's more and more normal the more you don't do it. That you just don't spend that time.
Damn. So I got a question. I mean, really, and I'm sorry, I'm kind of ignorant to this shit, but it's just like, so. Like, you kind of at a crossroads, though, right? So if you're in a situation where you feel like you don't belong, then, like, this is a pivotal point where this parent wants to have that one-on-one time with you, but then also they kind of want to put everybody together so that you can feel like you in the group.
But you got to do both.
Right? So, how do you...
I mean, I feel like most time is family time. Like, you have to really, if you all live in the house together, it's easy to have family time. But it takes a little bit more to separate that child. Like, make a plan, do something that kid likes, go do something separate. That's gonna make them really feel good. Like, my parent cares about me as me. They know not me. As a part of this unit that they trying to force. Because I used to always say my dad was trying to make like a just add water family. Like, he trying to just put everybody in the mix and make it work.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to keep picking back up, but this is so interesting because I know niggas like who have like multiple kids, and this is their thing. Like, they pride themselves on, like, you know what, I got all my kids together. Like, we put them together, we do this and do that, and not knowing that
they don't really never get any. A long time, or people that are dads that are weekend dads, or
you trying to fit it all in.
You trying to fit it all in.
You trying to fit it all in, but you know you only get your kid on the weekend, but they spending the time not only with you, but your other kids, and your girl, and sometimes you
her kids
who
might not even be yours. So like,
right?
Damn, I hadn't even thought about that, and I'm thinking like, damn, like, these some good niggas. Like, they got all their kids together.
And it don't make them not good. It just mean they might, because
it's still something missing.
Yeah, I'm aware of that because I know that I wanted that. But I feel like if you weren't ever in that situation, like, some people had dads, and I feel like you only really do better than what you were taught. And I feel like if you were raised with no dad, that's great. You're doing amazing. But if you were raised like me, I know that that's something that I want. Like, I had people around me, but I would have loved that individual time. These dudes are thinking like, damn, I would have loved to spend time with my siblings. I would have loved to spend time with my dad, and they doing that. So you can only do as good as you are taught. Like, as good as you were shown. You're trying to do better. We say that all the time. Like, we're not perfect parents. We're just trying to do better than our parents did, and our parents were trying to do better than theirs did. And sometimes that shit looks different. Like, you could be emotionally abusive and be like, well, I never whooped your ass, so.
So you think you did
so
something
you're
good.
fine.
And that's honestly how a lot of parents that
These
are our
parents are.
generation think. Our parents, well, my parents got whoopings and I got whoopings, but it's a new group of people who didn't, like you, didn't get whoopings, and they be like, well, but got a crazy mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Like I done had friends, and they you hear them talk to their kids, you be like, damn, I thought you was talking to a bitch outside. You talking to who? Damn, Rachel, I'm sorry. You ever been around somebody that cussed their kid out real bad, and you just like
uncomfortable,
like, god damn.
They kids or they spouse, I'd be like,
look at y'all do this.
Could y'all do this away from me?
And then wonder why the kids got anger issues.
Bruh.
Don't know how to communicate. Yeah, for sure.
Crazy.
Damn, I ain't know we was gonna get this deep into this conversation, but
topic.
this shit was going though. Like, and like I literally, and this is why I'm so excited about this shit, because I literally just learned something. Because you can look at that both ways. Again, I keep harping on that, but like I know niggas who try to put all their kids together.
Well, that's what, and now you know.
And they not getting individual time though.
Tell your friends.
I swear I am, and I'm even gonna mention it on my show next week, because like, this is.
Because they individual people. Like, you don't want to be treated like a group. You're not just... So when I think about my siblings, we are all so different. Yeah. Like, we didn't want to be doing shit together all the time. Mm-hmm. And also...
And that age gap.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Yes.
Oh, yeah. That's always the thing.
Mine are... It's closing. We're at the point now where it's starting to close. Like, my siblings are getting into their 20s. Mm-hmm. So we're 7 and 9 years apart. So, like... I feel like as we get older, it'll be a little bit better. We can relate a little more.
My shit was crazy. Like the one I grew up with, my sister, we 5 years apart. But I got older siblings. Like these motherfuckers like older to be somebody's parents. Like, you know, I got siblings who, 10, 13, and 17 years older than me.
And that's how mine are.
You're right.
My sister and me are 12 years apart, and me and my brother are 16.
There you go.
And then my stepmom had another kid when I think I was 18 or 19.
Yeah.
So they're kids. They only really know you as a adult or teenager.
Right. They're their auntie.
Yeah. No, but that's really what it is. Like, it don't feel like a sister. But when you grow up, like, I feel like I grew up like an only child. And the times that I did have my dad, like, because I was seeing him on the weekends or seeing him, like, part-time, it was shared with my brothers, which I love my brothers. Like, I was really obsessed when I was younger, but I would have loved
to get that individual time.
I would have loved to have that time with my dad to feel like he actually wanted to, especially like in your teen years. I feel like that's when it's like Kennedy age, like when they get into their personalities for real. Like when they're little, they don't really care. But I feel like the older they get, they want to talk to you, and you can't really get into a deep conversation when you with your whole family.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring up one thing about like the step parent. One thing that the guy I've been talking to for a little bit, one thing he says that I never really thought about that's interesting is how he's like, you know, let's say you and I, you know, get together and we're living together. He like, as fucked up as it sounds, your daughter is a part of my household and my daughter isn't. Because my daughter will always live with her mother. She may visit on the weekends, she may be over for holidays or summers, but your child is more a part of my household than my own children would be. That's an interesting way to look at it from a man perspective, that I'm more so a father to someone else's kid. Even though I have a relationship with my kids and I love my kids, they'll never be in my household how your kids will be, because you're their mother.
That's true.
And I never ever looked at anything like that as the sacrifice a good man will have to make in order to be a decent step parent.
That's some real shit. And for him to even acknowledge that.
Yeah, say, because I never thought of it like that.
Never thought about it. And then he'll be in one of those situations where he don't see his kids often, but he also trying to earn the trust of your kids. So it's like, let me put them together. And then now his kids have lost that individual.
We put them together, but they're separate. They've been separate. It's hard. It's hard to blend families. Like, it's just, we just took a break from that.
My stepdad was always, so I feel like it does add that, it adds an extra piece of it when you have outside kids. My stepdad didn't have any kids.
Okay.
outside of me. So I feel like I was very much his child up until they started having kids.
Gotcha.
And then it was kind of like, oh, these are my kids.
Like, these mine.
Yeah, these are actually mine. And you start to kind of feel that difference. I mean, he did take care of me. I'm never going to take that away. But that feeling of having your own kids, I feel like changes stuff. And he stepped up way more than my dad did. He did what he was supposed to do and took care of me.
Kids before, or just the kids with your mom?
Just the kids with my mom.
Okay.
So he never had. He didn't know what it felt like to have kids. I was his first kid.
Yeah.
But that dynamic changed. Yeah, that dynamic changes.
Yeah.
Like, you can see somebody grow up, but have the feeling of having your own child
is a completely different thing.
I can't even imagine, like,
How
loving
old were you when
I was
they had another kid?
12. And he had been around since I was probably. They got married when I was in elementary school.
Okay.
But I remember him being there since I was at least 5.
Yeah.
Like, he had been in my life.
Yeah.
But they had my sister when I was 12 and my brother when I was 16.
So at that point, he had his own kid.
Right.
Did you ever have a conversation with him about that?
No, because I feel like.
Have you ever?
We didn't have that kind of relationship. Like, we could talk, but he was very much like, you're my child. And I didn't feel. When I didn't feel that way, like, didn't feel like he was acting that, I wouldn't be a person who would say that to him.
Dang, so that's my question in that situation, just as a dude. So, like, if that's my situation and you're the daughter, like, what is your expectancy there? Like, do you expect me to, like, check on our relationship, or do you feel like you should say something about it? Because a lot of times dudes just, like, we don't check on relationships because we don't know. Like, we don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
So, like, do you think, like, and you a kid, though, you know what I'm saying?
I feel like, honestly, as a teenager, I could have been just as introspective as I am now. But I feel like, we talked about this on the episode last night with Hank, that I feel like my parents kind of shut me down. So I didn't talk a lot. Yeah. Like, they kind of talked at me, and it was what it was. Like, it was no talking back. You know how black parents be about you talking back. Any response is you talking back.
Right.
Shut up.
I said what I said. Like that. How come? Because I said so.
Exactly. And then it's like, they'll come and try to talk to you, and you like, what was I saying? Am I supposed to look like fucking Pinky? Shut the fuck up.
Man, these kids be trying you, bro. I be, shut up,
bro.
I said shut up.
But I was never, like, real smart mouthed, or like, I didn't talk back, and it was real easy to shut me down. Yeah. So I wasn't gonna go out of my way and I honestly spent a lot of alone time with my stepdad. Mm-hmm. Like, when I was in high school, I was taking a class at Henry Ford Community College, and we would ride to school, like those rides to school. So you
had opportunities to
say we had plenty of chance. I spent more alone time with him than I did my mom. Even as an adult, I've spent more alone time with my stepdad, and he's reached out to me, and we've gone and had drinks. Yeah. My mom doesn't do that. Yeah. And I've told him that, like, and I feel like that's helped our relationship a lot, because and he did it for my siblings. He was like, I don't want you to have strained relationships with them because of me. I'd rather us.
That's some real shit too, though.
Mm-hmm.
But like if he'd have known early on that he could have just asked you, like, and I know, like, adults don't be wanting to, like, give kids this much power, but if he'd have known earlier that he could have asked you, like, how does this new child make you feel? Mm-hmm. Like, nobody thinks to ask a kid that because they like, I don't want to get this kid on.
Well, and it was crazy though, because the kids didn't make me feel nothing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I obsessed. When I found out my mom was pregnant, I slapped that ultrasound picture on my wall in my room. I'm like a sister. Because I already had two. I was so excited. Yeah. And I took care of her from the moment she came out. Like,
I think that just how you communicate with kids in general now compared to, it's just different. Yeah. Every step of the way with me dating, I still will randomly ask Kennedy, like, how do you feel about this? How do you feel? And she's communicated. She said things to me like, I don't think I'd mind if you guys lived together. I'm like, I hate this nigga right now.
But you cool?
So it's just like, you know, I feel like she's pretty open and honest with me and with him, because she done asked him some questions, and we was both like, where did you get that from, or what made you say that? But this new generation of kids are just more outspoken and more in tune with their thoughts and their feelings. And I think because we had to sit down and shut up, we more embrace, even though we be like, all right, little nigga, you talking a little bit too much, but we still embrace I know I do, letting her say what she thinks and how she feels.
You know why, don't you?
To a certain extent.
You know why, don't you? Because that's what you wanted to do.
Right.
And you didn't do it.
We couldn't do it.
That curiosity be killing me, though, because these kids, the shit they be saying, I'm like, wow.
Where'd you get that from?
All the
No,
shit
she
that
said
you
the
wanted to
other
ask.
day that she didn't want to go to jail because Kenny was like, I'm going to take you to jail. She was like, I don't want to go to jail. I was like, did you know she knows what jail is?
And I had to go back. I'm like, I know. She was like, do you tell Noah you're going to put her in
Yeah,
jail?
I asked her, I was like, do you tell her you're taking her to jail? She was like, no, I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to go to jail. I'm like,
how do you know what that
this
is?
baby's weird.
But it's a book we read that she be like, what's that? It's jail.
She took that from it. So these kids, these new kids, they definitely different, but I feel like they're gonna be much better when they get older than we were.
They're gonna be much more.
I feel like at 31, I'm realizing all the burnt shit I went through as a kid, and realizing that shit was not normal at all. It wasn't normal, and it's just like it was never addressed. It was never talked about. It was just swept under the rug, and then you just go be an adult, and now you have your own kids, and you realizing like, bro, my childhood was burnt.
Oh, like for real.
And we didn't grow up poor. I had a house. We lived in a nice brand new house, 4-bedroom in the suburbs. Went to a half decent school. Like I didn't grow up in terrible conditions, but when you think about the issues you had with family members and things, how your parents disciplined you, like you're like, damn, like that shit was fucked up.
Yeah. And just like damn, we can all deep in this motherfucker now. So I feel like I'm about to share some shit, right? So like I mentioned about that large separation in age with my older siblings. Like so, me and my older sister, we grew up in the house together. My older siblings was from a different marriage with my mom's, and this is just something that I noticed after my mom's passed. Is that something I never really thought about? But I think my older siblings like had a grudge kind of still that they hadn't solved with my mom's, because like when she got with me and my sister's old man, I feel like they might have felt like they got abandoned, and I don't think that was ever addressed. So now we all grown as hell, everybody old, shit, like them niggas hella old. So it's like I'm almost wondering, is it in my place at this point? My mom done passed away. They old man passed away, but he had got the fuck on out the picture a long time ago. Like I never even met that nigga. So I'm just like, damn, is it up to me now to have a conversation with them and ask, like, hey, like, did you have beef with moms? Like,
if you want the relationship,
I would have.
Yeah, if you want is y'all relationship strained?
We good actually. We actually cool.
Well, if y'all cool, I
curious.
feel like you can definitely ask.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if you feel like it's space for them to have felt that way, hell yeah, because they probably did.
It definitely is. Because I know if it was me, I'd have been like, damn, mama, you just about to bust up with this nigga and have another kids and forgot about us
and act like we don't exist.
Dog, I would think that.
Yeah.
So like, I know they thought that, but we've never had a conversation about it. Damn, I'm about to have that motherfucker now.
Bruh. Yeah.
Vodka and orange juice and the What Up Dope podcast is deadly, nigga. Some bullshit right here. I'm bearing my soul in this one.
You ready for the
We didn't get the topic.
Yeah, we not.
That was the topic.
That was the topic.
You ready for a little scenario?
Yeah, fuck it, let's go. I done got deep, I'm about to start crying.
Mama!
Mama!
Oh my god.
Alright, well, Tache said she had seen this a couple times, but we never talked about it on the podcast. So, this is a man who made this post. He said, I asked this woman I've been talking to for a minute for $100. I get, what do you need it for? When do I get it back? A whole bunch of questions, LOL. I planned a trip for us in the mountains in Colorado for 4 days. Hotel cost per night $200. Whitewater rafting $150 per person. Zip lining $125 per person. Hot air balloon $250 per person. SUV rental $80 a day. Not to mention food costs. I had all this covered. Just canceled everything and got my deposits back. I didn't need the $100. I was just seeing what type of response I'd get if I asked for it. I didn't ask when do I get my money back. When I was planning a vacation, I was just handling business. People don't think long term. Test failed.
That's a test.
Grow up. Grow up.
That's a test. Well,
Why?
I guess
Why are you doing that?
I'm gonna say this. I think that most women are more financially savvy than most dudes. I think that anyway. So I think that if you do ask a woman for some money, she probably is going to ask you
what is
you
it for?
and when she can get it back. She probably so. And I think that there are better ways to gauge like that relationship when it comes to finances than some trickery ass shit like that. And first of all, if you are handling, I feel like this too. It's just people in general. I think if you are handling yourself financially, then I think that question wouldn't even come up. Like, she only asked you that because you done fucked up some shit before.
Well, my thing is, if you're handling your shit, and I know that you're a man who's gonna like take care of shit. Like, I know that you're a man who on the regular, you take care of,
right.
You take care of me, you take care of the situation, you take care of everything financially. Why are you asking me for $100?
I might need
that, but that's, I feel like if it's not the norm, you know what I mean? Like, if I feel like you don't actually need it.
Yeah.
Like, and not to be counting nobody's pockets, but I feel like if you somebody who always got it, like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Because I feel like if it's a certain expectation in the relationship already where you're taking care of certain things, that's a sudden switch for you to be making. So I feel like
that's another reason
it makes sense for you to ask. Yeah.
Like, what's going on?
If it's not the norm for you to be asking for money, like
what happened?
Yeah, what's going on? Like, are you
happened?
good? Right. You gambling? What's going on?
Because that's
if
important
I
to know.
asked you for $100, would you ask me why I needed it?
No.
Why not?
Because I trust you.
Damn, so it's a trust thing. Oh.
Jessica is my friend, and I'm not fucking her.
I kind of look at it a little differently because I'm assuming that if we going on a trip, that this ain't no 1-2 night, 2 week kind of thing.
Right.
Like if he's planning to do this trip, I'm thinking that we a couple months in, and me, I feel like if that's my man, and I feel like if he asked me for $100, I think I'd give it to him. I know I'm gonna ask some questions, but I don't think I would not give it to him.
Yeah.
Even
I'm asking questions anyway.
Yeah, and I don't know if depending.
And what do you need? You might need more than that. Yeah. What do you need?
What do you need? Yeah.
I would definitely ask some questions, but I feel like if anybody that I feel like I have any kind of if I got it, then I'ma do what I can to help you out, whether or not we're dating or we're friends. So I don't like tests. I always say, like, don't test me. Like, that shit's stupid because you can't say I failed the test that I didn't know I was taking. Right. You ain't give me the opportunity to know if this is a hypothetical situation or not. So I would say, you shouldn't be testing anybody in a relationship. Or I hate when people be like, I'm gonna just do this just to see. I'm gonna do this just to see what happened or see what he say. I don't like that because you playing. Like,
I've done it too.
I don't like that at all. Yeah. So, but if it were somebody I was dating and clearly we doing something, if you planning this type of trip and clearly we going on dates, he don't seem like a cheap ass nigga based off of what he planning. So I know they done been on some kind of dates in some way, shape, or form. So I don't see why she wouldn't give the money. I understand the questions, but I don't understand why she wouldn't give him the money. Right. Unless she didn't have it. And if you don't have it, just then say that. Yeah. But you ain't gotta like shit on me and now you single. That $100 done costed you a relationship.
Because I don't feel like I would shit on somebody, but I feel like you got to give me the same way that I feel like I would give somebody information about what I need some money for. If I ask, like, I'm not coming to you, even if I ask you for some money, like, bitch, my account about to be in the negatives. Right. Can you send me $50 till I get paid? We've done that before where we like, okay, let's just like, we need a buffer. And it's times when, I feel like you just got it. Like, if I got some extra money, like, just watch my baby every week.
Yeah.
If she needs something, here, take it.
Right, exactly.
Like, it's certain things that people do for you that I feel like it just evens out.
Right.
I don't feel like I've had a man who does that. But if this is a man who, you on that level with, then I can feel it.
Yeah.
But I do have questions. I'm going to have questions regardless.
Yeah, and that's your right. If I'm asking you for something and I'm not telling you why, then it's cool. Ask me and shit.
Right.
But also, don't do that weak shit just try to give a nigga a test. Like, that's goofy.
Yeah.
And the only reason I know that's goofy is because I've done it. And then I realized after the fact that was some goofy ass shit. What the fuck I do that shit for?
Right. Yeah.
Like, why I do that?
I do have a problem, too, though, with, like, feeling like men should be more prideful about certain stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I be wanting dudes to... And people in general, but I don't... It's certain things that I don't want a man to ask me just because you're a man. And that might be a little...
what are they? What are
those things?
Yeah, what are those things?
I'm trying to think of a situation when, like... I feel like a lot of times... I haven't had a lot of dudes ask me for money, but I feel like stuff like asking for a ride or asking for, like... I don't know. For you to, like, do certain things, I just feel like as a man, figure it out. Like, don't ask me. Like, figure out how to get it done, but I don't need to know that you have to go through it.
If you not my nigga, if we're not that like on that level, we just met, or some niggas you just met and they start asking for some stuff. It's like, bro, I don't even know you.
Like, for a ride, some money,
but
if
you're my man, you should
for you.
If you're my man, you should come to me. I'd rather you come to me than another bitch.
Right.
And so if you my person, I should go be able to go to my man before I go to my friend for anything, and it should be the same way.
Gotcha.
But if we just met at Floods 2 days ago, and you talking about you need gas money, blocked.
I mean, dog might need some gas money.
Then you should ask
Should
someone.
be tight like that.
Ask somebody that you know.
Who would you have asked 4 days ago?
Right.
Because you ain't know me.
Right.
So who?
I didn't have nobody.
Ask them. Don't ask me.
It's weird, and that's weird. That's that. I want you to be more prideful than that. To ask, because you're basically asking a stranger. A stranger who you acting like you want a relationship or even to fuck. That don't make my pussy wet.
Right.
For you to be asking me for some money, I instantly desert Sahara pussy.
How soon has a nigga asked y'all for something after meeting?
Bro,
you got a good one.
I talked to this dude. I talked to this dude, and he took like lifts to work, and he'd be like, "Damn, I need a lift." But I get paid tomorrow. And the lift was like not a lot. So I was like, all right, like whatever, this one time. So I kid you not, this was, I don't know if it was this year or late last year. I kid you not. He randomly called me on Instagram. I'm like, what is this nigga calling for? He like, I know you gonna be mad at what I just sent you. I'm like, what did you just say? I'm completely oblivious.
So you ain't even
This nigga sent me a cash app request.
Damn.
I hadn't talked to this nigga in 2 years. Over 2 years. I didn't even know we were Instagram friends. I'm just like, enough is enough. You're blocked.
He sent you a cash
app. I don't get the cash app notifications to my phone, so I didn't send it. So he sent it, and then he called. I'm like, I thought I blocked this nigga on Cash App. I'm just like,
you
wow.
can block niggas on Cash App?
Yes, you can.
I didn't know that.
I'm not blocking nobody.
So I'm just like,
send me my shit.
I'm just like, wow. All these years later, we ain't talked. We ain't said nothing. I don't even see you on the timeline. And you still out here begging for money.
Damn.
That's crazy.
Did you give it to him?
Hell no. Suck my ass.
I was just wondering.
Suck my ass.
Maybe you gave it to him. I don't know.
No, I thought that was crazy that he asked.
I don't be asking for shit. I'll be down. I could be down bad too. And just be
not gonna ask the bitch you trying to fuck for some money.
I'm not gonna do it.
Listen, don't nothing dry your pussy up more than a nigga asking for some money.
But
it just don't.
If she offers though,
that's different.
Then that's
y'all talking.
And I ain't gonna lie. If we talking and she offer it, I still be lightweight. Like, nah, I'm good. I ain't have motherfuckers be like, nigga, you know you need this shit. Like, yeah, but still, you know what I'm saying?
I don't want it from you.
Yeah, but then I end up having to take it. I really need that shit. But like, I could never see myself just like Cause it do feel like begging. Like I'm
Yeah.
not about to be begging shit.
Not begging no bitch.
Yeah, I don't want to beg nobody.
I beg certain people. I beg my daddy before I beg anybody else.
I beg old
But
man,
I don't have
for
to
sure.
beg my friends. I can ask just for something and she'll do it
Yeah.
faster than my daddy will.
Yeah, for sure.
Cause that nigga be like, what do you need? What?
Right. What you
Give
need
it
for?
back. When you gonna give it back? I'm not giving it back, nigga. I'm not paying you back. Are you crazy?
I'm not paying you back, Dad. That's the name of the
Man.
episode. I'm not paying you back, Dad.
The hell? No, absolutely not. No.
But that shit just that going back to the scenario though, like it's too many people like literally playing games though. And I know that shit kind of cliche, but like niggas really out here just playing
And
around,
honestly,
like bro.
and I know both of them feel burnt. I know
Yeah.
he probably felt dumb as hell for doing that weak ass shit.
Right.
And she like, damn,
That
that
shit
could have
scared
been my
me.
husband, and
Right.
now you going over $100.
Yeah.
There's no winners here.
You ain't lying. That shit just
There's
make
no
you sad.
winners here.
It's got to be a better way to find out if she down for you. I mean, that's kind of what he was trying to
It's
figure
kind
out.
of just childish. It kind of just feel like you don't want your bitch. So
like, you gonna try
like,
to
oh
figure
damn,
out.
I'm gonna self-sabotage this shit, and I'm the queen of self-sabotage. Test the nigga. That's the best way to get rid of him. Like if he fails this, he's gonna
Right.
fail for sure.
But I feel like you doing that subconsciously, knowing like
She not gonna go
you're not
for it.
gonna do it.
Oh shit, yeah, women do that all the time. Man.
Hell yeah.
Let me get your passcode. Come on now, you know I ain't
Yo,
giving
pass. Oh
it to you.
hell
You
no.
know I ain't giving it to you.
I don't want no shit like that.
So we might as well just go ahead and scrap. I ain't even say leave. We just go ahead and scrap. Like fuck
This
it.
nigga got the bitches.
Go ahead and scrap. Like, how come you always lock your phone?
All right, bitch, fight me. Come on.
Right. Fight this
Because you're not getting that password. So
Hell no.
fight me,
I don't
bitch.
want to know. Not about to have me and this bitch crying for 3 weeks.
Okay.
No, I
That's
ain't
how I
lying.
lose that damn 10 pounds. Go through a nigga phone.
Right. No, ain't nobody getting my shit, dog. Like if my life insurance information is on my phone and shit, y'all gonna have to do a motherfucking
Y'all got to
go
go through the
fuck
company.
cause y'all ain't getting it.
Y'all better call them. Call them and tell them. I don't know what to tell you.
Like, yeah, so his shit is on his phone. Like, yeah, we gotta get the go fuck.
We
Ain't
say
nobody
that
got
all
that.
the time. Like if something happened to one of us, that phone needs to be on self-destruct. That bitch needs to be gone. Motherfucking gone.
Nigga said so straight like
Self-
dog dead.
Bro.
Dude.
Yes. That shit needs to explode. Like
Duh.
no remnants of anything.
Hey, so look, so that's the question though. You with somebody and they pass away, dog. Do you go through their phone? At
We
that
did that
point?
with my cousin and we found some
Ooh.
shit. Me and my cousin were like,
Damn.
mm-mm.
I don't think I want to do it. Like they gone, I'm
I
just
don't
let
wanna
everything
do it
with
either.
them be gone.
I mean, I don't look at the nigga no different because
Bury my
he had
phone
the
with me.
bitches.
Say bury it with you.
Take it with me. I need it.
Hell no.
I love my phone. I need that shit with me.
So you might want to go Instagram live and shit.
Put my shit on self-destruct. Take all the pictures and no well out of that bitch and burn it.
Burn that motherfucker.
I wanted to do like how they did on the Best Man Holiday when he was like, what phone?
He told that bitch.
Tear that bitch up. Stomp on it. Damn.
Damn, I don't even know. I think at that point I'd be gone. Though. I don't know how many lives I might destroy though, but
Listen. Because the nigga phone will fuck him up
yeah.
in the afterlife. I done seen it happen.
In the after-
And I done been
Oh, wait a minute.
a victim.
in the afterlife.
I done been a victim of a nigga keeping secrets
Yeah.
while he was here and being gone, and then you find out and you gotta live with that shit. And that nigga gone, you can't ask him no questions.
Right.
You can't.
And that's
say
why.
shit.
And that's why I wouldn't do it. That's why I don't even want to see it after you die. Cause it's like if you died.
I can't ask you about nothing. Like,
So why even?
I'd rather never know. Let me live
Exactly.
delusionally in my head. Let
Hell
me
yeah.
let me think it is what it is.
Cause now I know parts of shit and can't find. Fuck that.
Nah, hell
That's
no.
probably worse. That's torment.
It
Yeah.
it is.
Oh damn, that's personal.
Y'all got, y'all gotta
I'll tell you later.
y'all got a jam of the week.
You go first.
Mine is my favorite Omarion song.
Oh.
No, basic.
Jam of the week. That's what we
Mine
do.
is
We always do that.
I'm trying to.
We ain't do it like. Oh no, cause we had to bust up out
Oh,
this
right.
motherfucker.
Oh yeah, we did.
All right, we gotta go.
That was ghetto.
Who's at the door like?
We needed to bust out 30 minutes ago with these niggas playing over there.
Yeah, sorry y'all.
It ain't that loud. I heard it at first.
We gonna see. Yeah, mine is I'm Trying by Omarion.
I'm trying to act like I don't wanna be with you.
Like
That's
that would be okay.
That's a good one.
If you just want
Yeah, that's one of my that whole Omarion album, first album, no skips.
That's one of my favorite songs ever in life.
Skips.
Not just
Never
Omarion in
bought Omarion
general.
album.
I never had a whole album either, but that is my favorite. That's one of my favorite songs in the world. That's an amazing song.
Is y'all gonna judge if I pick a R. Kelly song?
I can't judge you for it. I fucks with R. Kelly though. Let me see. I gotta go through
Fuck with
my
R. Kelly
playlist real
music,
quick.
not his recreational like too.
Oh yeah, no, I can't deal with that shit.
So I had never heard this song until like 2 weeks ago,
Mhm.
but it came out in '95, so it made
Damn.
sense. It's I don't even know if this is his first album or what, but it's a song called "Trade in My Life," and I'm like, this song is hidden. I love that song.
Trade my life. Who is that?
It's R. Kelly, "Trade in
It's
My
R.
Life."
Kelly.
So he basically like saying how
that song.
he traded his old life for his
Oh right. I do.
Trade my life, and then a choir come in. It's like
The
a
choir
6 minute
come in.
song. It's almost like I feel like it could have been a gospel song,
Yeah.
but he kind of turned it into a love song.
Yeah.
But
That's why I like that you saved me.
But kind of,
It's like
I
that
kind of
Believe
think
Like-
of it as
Believe
like,
the Fly type vibe and shit.
yeah, but you could look at it as like I trade this in for God, or I trade it in for my partner, or even my kids. So
Yeah, for sure.
it's that's my jam of the week.
It's a
Don't
1995
judge
song.
me.
How did you come across this shit? Like, what happened? It came on the
My
radio?
nigga was listening to it. And I
Oh, you did say you got an old nigga.
Mhm.
You did say.
He said he used to sing it to his girlfriend in high school.
Oh, shit, hold on, wait a minute. He was not supposed to tell you that.
What?
Why would he tell you?
Well, he said it came out when he was in high school, but then he said when he had his daughter, his last daughter, he used to sing it to her.
I don't know. I think that's weird. I don't think I would told you that. Don't you think it
We're
put
way too open.
Yeah, it just feel like it put a different connotation on the song now. Like, you remember the song because of her. Like,
Well, not just her. Like I said, it's her, and I mean, he said he's singing to his daughter too.
Okay. I think I'll just live with
But he
something
said
to
it came out when he was in high school. He had
Yes.
a girlfriend at the time.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't even know. Let me go through my little playlist. I don't want to do ratchet rap shit because that's what I've been listening to.
You be bumping when
Balance.
we pull up.
Right.
Right. All
No,
right.
he was listening to some podcast today.
No, I was listening to what's it
You
called.
was listening to some music. Sounds
Yeah.
like a
I
Detroit
thought I
band
heard
to me.
somebody talking.
No, I was listening to Peasy. What I want to hear? Oh, you know what though? This is some funny shit though. My jam though. All right, so first of all, let me say this. I'm a Too Short fan, right? So I listen to a lot of Too Short. And
Todrick Hall.
right, you know what I'm saying? My shit is fucking well, it's two things. Getting it is not my number one, but the one I'm thinking about today is Cocktails, all right? So Cocktails is my jam because this is how I fell in love with Too Short, right? So this was 96, I think it was, and shit. And my old man had an old brown Cadillac and shit. I remember I had borrowed this Cadillac to go to the store. So I jumped in the caddy and shit. He had Cocktails, the tape, you know what I'm saying? And the tape that.
Wow, a tape.
The tape, right? So I'm
Kennedy
like,
probably ain't never seen the tape.
dog, never have, never will, and shit, right? So I jumped in that boy and shit. I'm like, damn, I got the old man caddy. All I'm doing is going to the store. So I pushed the tape in, like, damn, what's this? I had never heard Too Short before. Popped that shit in, and it was on the track Cocktails and shit. So I listened to that shit. These are the tales, the freaky tales. So I'm riding and shit like, damn, I hit the block a few times on that shit.
These are how I go.
These are the tales that I tell so well. You don't like this freaky shit, you can go to hell.
Okay, I'm gonna listen to that. Too Short.
Yeah, that's what he said too. Too Short on mic talking cocktails, nigga. That's it. HEAD. All these fucked up hoes trying to throw that P.
Oh,
Anyway,
damn.
so that's my shit though, right? So that's my joint right there. That's my jam.
Period. We're listening to that on the in the car ride. on
What's
the
it
way
called?
Cocktails. Yeah. That's my shit. Shout out to
I ain't mad at it.
Anytime Show.
home. Period.
Well, thanks for tuning in to another episode of What Up Though.